Why do I talk so much about anger? Why don't I talk about joy or ecstasy or other things? I've been asked this question, and I have these people saying, well, why anger? Why is such a negative emotion that you're talking about? And I'm talking about anger because not enough people are talking about it. And just before that, I talk about anger because I love the anger work that I have done. I love the transformation that this work of working with anger has done for me, and the stuff that it has created and the possibilities it has created in my life is something that I want to share with more other people, not just because it's fun or because I love it, but because it's really a force that has awakened something inside of me that was not there before. It created this possibility for connecting with a part of myself that I was yearning for, part of myself that I was longing for, and I knew that it was inside of me, and I couldn't connect with it. You see, in this world that we are in right now, there is a lot of people talk about the mind's eye, and opening the mind's eye and connecting and foreseeing the future. And this mind's eye is about your mind, about the logics, reasoning, and also time and concepts, ideas. And we are really good at that right now. People have awakening their eyes, their mind's eye, and getting to see really the like how everything is interconnected and how things are connected with each other, like the oxygen that the trees emanate is connected with the oxygen that we breathe, and the CO2 that we breathe out is connected with the trees, and the little insects. It's all interconnected, and we can see that with our mind, and we can understand it at a logical level. But what I keep seeing is that the heart also have an eye, and that heart, the eye of the heart is closed, is shut. The eye of the heart is shut for many people, most people. And when that eye opens, you start feeling, something in your chest. You start getting sensing the palpitations, the beating of your heart starts becoming alive. And that is the practice, that is the possibility that gets created when anger work happens, or with the anger work that I have done. Because one of the things that I'm learning right now, after talking about anger for years and so much, is that the anger that I'm talking about is not what most people know. What anger is, it's not what most people think of. You see, when people think anger, they think of beating up pillows, or screaming into a towel, or getting angry and breaking stuff. And there is a violence, and there is this connotation that is a negative thing. That is this thing that you have accumulated in your life from traumas or from stuff that is not yours. And that as an adult, the path of feeling towards in anger is of getting rid of it. You have to heal your anger so you can get rid of it, so you can finally be peaceful and be happy and jolly and not be angry. And that is an approach. Like, what I found is that people who have done these kind of processes for years, this kind of healing of trying to get rid of their anger and trying to heal their anger, they still get angry. They still find themselves in situations where they get angry, where they become angry. And so what this is telling me is that anger is a natural resource. You were born with anger. You were So anger is not really what I thought of, that is this thing that I got in this lifetime, and that I have to get rid of it. That I have to feel it and kind of like get rid of it. Like get rid of my anger, get rid of, I don't want it, I don't want it, get out of here. Because it's a constant battle with yourself. This way of approaching your anger is a constant battle with yourself, which puts you at odds with the forces of nature that are inside of your life. And this might be shocking. This might be shocking at first, because when you open your heart's eye, you start feeling, and you might not have names for it. It's just feelings. And after consciously practicing this, going into that territory of opening the eyes of the heart and seeing how long you can open it for, because what you might experience when you open the eyes of your heart, you start feeling, and you start feeling pain there, because all feelings are pain. And you start feeling like getting to see everything. You cannot walk beside a homeless man without without feeling the humanness of this person. You cannot see a tree cut down without feeling the pain of having seen a tree cut down. You cannot ignore the chemtrails, these airplanes that are flying above, and yeah, like, who knows whatever they're putting into there. You cannot go to the grocery store and see the fridge packed of meat and not acknowledge and feel that these were animals that were raised in a farm, that were raised in cages, that were given antibiotics, and they never got to experience a life outside of a cage. And that it happens for the children of these animals, the cows babies, they get taken from the mothers and they get put into this process, and they get slaughtered and sold for meat, or they get grown and sold for meat, or they get grown and harvested from their milk. So when you open your heart's eye, this stuff is not invisible anymore. You cannot just go to the grocery store and just give money for this thing. So what the strategy that most people develop is to close the eyes. And the people who have their eyes open, they are feeling, so they're in a kind of madness, in a kind of craziness. They end up in hospital, in mental psychiatrists, in in prisons. And because they're feeling, and they're feeling they cannot shut it down. They're not willing to shut it down, or they cannot close their eyes. So most of us develop the strategy of closing the eyes of the heart, which is stop feeling. And we do this with strategies of numbing with food, numbing with pornography, numbing with scrolling through the phone, numbing with even working out. Some people numb their bodies by like excessively working out all the time, and like excessively doing like a physical work. And this creates the consequence that it shuts the eye of the heart. Because when the eyes of the heart are open, you can't help but feel everything. And this is not a skill that we get taught at school. In school, we get taught to close the eyes. Close your eyes. You cannot feel. You gotta turn on your mind's eye, because if you open this eye, this is problem. This is a trouble. You cannot challenge authority. You cannot ask questions. You cannot kind of like challenge the current system, or create like feel anything, or other than what's already there. So as kids, when we're in school, you open your heart's eye, which is completely open. It has this there is this continuous teaching or continuous conditioning. Not, you cannot open your eyes. It's dangerous to open your eyes. You gotta close it. So we start developing this muscle of closing the eye, closing the eye, closing the eyes of the heart. And eventually, when we reach adulthood, we're fucking completely numb. We can't feel shit. And then we feel disconnected. We feel depressed, because the heart is still there, and the heart is feeling, but the consciousness, the spark of awareness is not inhabiting that space. It's inhabiting this space, which is the most common thing, that we inhabit in the mental space, which is our thoughts, our stories, our concepts, ideas, philosophy. This is what philosophy is. So many people like concerned about philosophizing, and this is all work up here. So the anger work that I'm talking about, and it's not just anger, it's feelings work too. But it starts with the anger. It's about opening the eyes, opening the eyes of the heart, opening your heart and see what you feel, and that this is the beginning, and that it's a different way of relating. It's something that is not accessible out there in modern culture. That I haven't seen any other places that are teaching or that are actually working directly with your feelings body, which is your heart. You can go to meditation retreats, which you get taught to breathe and meditate and be peaceful. Which it has. I'm not saying that there is anything wrong with this, and I used to in the past. I said like, no, that's not good. I mean, like, you're not doing the work. It looks like you're doing the work, but you're not. But it actually is super useful to be able to sit with your feelings, to sit with your thoughts, and be there. And there is something that is missing. You could also go to ayahuasca retreats or peyote retreats or bufo retreats with the frog medicine, and do all of the marijuana retreats, or that. Yeah, it gets to work a different part of your body, but it doesn't focus on the anger work. It doesn't even touch on the possibility that there can be a space where you can be pissed off, angry, and it's not a problem. In any of these spaces, yoga retreats, ayahuasca retreats, meditation retreats, silent retreats, if you are angry, it is a problem. And the space cannot really handle it. The space holder is not what the space is for. So I have not found another space in modern culture, and even in the space in the culture around me, where you can go and feel your anger and feel what you are feeling without your feelings being a problem. No other space except for Rage Club. When I learned about Rage Club and I went to my first Rage Club, it was something I never experienced before. I could not imagine. I, in fact, I don't even know how to describe how much transformation I've experienced from going to a Rage Club. And and this is such a precious space that does not exist in any other place. And one of my desires and wants is that there exists other rage clubs, just like there is a yoga club or a yoga studio, that there is a rage club studio where people can go and practice their anger. So okay, there is so much resistance to anger. We've been taught to say, fuck, anger is bad. Anger really is not good. If somebody's feeling angry, that shuts me down. I don't feel safe. If I feel angry, I don't feel safe with myself, and I don't want to be around people if I feel angry. I don't want to be around other people who feel angry, and I don't want to be around others when I'm feeling angry towards them, because I feel scared. So then the next question is, why do you feel scared about your anger? And throughout this all of this, so what we've been taught is to repress our anger, to kind of like hide it, like really like denial, like I am not angry. So many guys that I've talked to, I talk to them and I say, what are you pissed off about? And they say, oh, I'm not pissed off, I just meditate, or I just do breath work. And I say, okay. And I just tells me that these guys have not felt their anger at a level where they can be okay with it, at a level where they can touch on it and use their anger as a resource and not as a disempowering thing. So we've been taught to repress it, to deny it, and more on the twisted side to beat yourself up for feeling angry. Like you're feeling angry, and it's like, oh, I feel angry again. Like I'm a piece of shit. I should heal myself more. I should fix myself from this anger, and I shouldn't be feeling angry for this thing. So in Rage Club, this is a precious space, really, where the space holders are trained to allow the feelings to come through, allow the clarity and the resources from your anger to come through, to go through the journey of starting to open this eye little by little. Where you said you don't have in this space, you don't have to close your eyes. I'm talking about your heart's eyes. You don't have to close your heart's eyes. You can open them and see what you feel, and say what you feel, and start working out that muscle that has been sleep or numb or unused for so long. For me, it was 30 something years, 38 years that I was, I mean, not including when I was a kid. When I was a kid, I wouldn't say that my eyes were closed, but then there was some point in my adulthood when I started closing my eyes, closing my eyes, because the pain was too much. And this is, so this is this deconditioning part, rehabilitation of a muscle part, and it's kind of like a gym. So if you see like, oh, I gotta go work out and just to stay in shape, it's really like, fuck, your heart wants to be alive. Your heart is already alive, and it's about using the yeah, like starting to bring your consciousness, your awareness to this part of yourself. Anger work, it activates your voice. So finally, the things that have been stuck inside of you, a lot of the shit that goes on in the head, like 90% of the stuff like happens in the head, of ideas, thoughts. Finally, you'll be able to say these things. Finally, you'll be able to speak it even before you know it. For this video, I made a few drawings of the things that I wanted to talk about, and I'm reading it, but this is mostly resources from my archetypal anger or my conscious anger coming through, speaking through, and I'm not having to prepare. This is all already inside of me, and there is something like this inside of you about what you care about. So anger work and the work that you do at Rage Club and other spaces of anger work is about activating your voice, and you also start reclaiming your center so that you can have your center. Your center, your attention, your resources are not outside there scanning the space. Is this safe? Is this not safe? Am I okay to feel? Am I not okay to feel? Is it okay to be myself? There's so much of resources that are there, or like, or things that happen in the past, like the traumas and stuff like that. And all of with this rage work, you're able, you one of the utilities, one of the uses is that you start bringing in that energy from these places where it's outside of you to inside of you, from the past, wherever you have it in the past, in incomplete things that happen in the past, you can bring it into the present, so you have that energy. So much of your energy is out there scanning others, thinking about other people, thinking about what other people are going to think about you, and it's actually like energy that you cannot use for anything. It's already deployed, and it's doing its thing there. So anger work, you reclaim that energy. You say, I changed my mind. I want that energy so that I can be more present, so I can be here and enjoy right now, or be present right now, or be alive now, no then, or not in the future, but right now. And then you can choose how you can use that energy right now, instead of as a mechanical thing, or as a grid that you deployed, and that it's doing its work, and that you're accustomed to it. But it's like, okay, you have all of this energy right now, what do you want to do with it? And this is the awesome thing about doing the anger work. Another thing that happens in Rage Club is increasing your capacity to be with your feelings. So you start feeling, and you start learning how to open the eye, experience the pain, and be okay with it. Not as a masochist thing. I was like, oh, I'm gonna beat myself up. I'm feeling the pain. Not like that at all. But as this thing with like being alive has a certain quality of pain, and I'm not talking about this like pain when like I pinching myself, but there is a this subtle kind of pain from feeling anger, from feeling sadness, from feeling scared, and even from feeling joy. There is pain. So I'm talking about your capacity for feeling. You're increasing your capacity for feeling when you're able to feel your anger and go there and say, this is what I want, this is what I don't want. I'm a yes to this, I'm a no to this. You start getting access to taking space, to being able to take space for yourself, for you, for actually for what you're feeling. So you can create safe spaces around you wherever you go. You don't have to go to a monastery or to a temple or to a church or to your house or your room or under your blankets to be able to feel. You can stand here in the middle of the road, in the middle of the city, and feel. You can start feeling and speaking from your feelings, and connecting with that resource without having to say, to scan out there and like feel like if it's okay. You can feel wherever you are. You don't have to stop yourself from feeling. You don't have to close your eyes. You don't have to close your eyes to be alive. You can live with your eyes open, so that that part of your awareness and consciousness is there. So you, because that's your life. This is what you're here for. So this is the like awesome things that happen in the Rage Club, and I want more people to go to Rage Club. I want this to be a possibility for more people. So December 3rd, there is a Rage Club starting. This is an amazing Rage Club that I want to invite you to, and I will. It's 4 weeks to 8 weeks, so you can choose. You can stay there for 4 weeks or 8 weeks. It happens online on Zoom. We get together once a week, and we get to feel your anger in a team with people, with others. There is really no way to describe what happens inside of a Rage Club. I've already been saying some of the things that could happen, but like there is really, each Rage Club is catered, it unfolds depending on the necessities of everyone. So uh, I recommend that if this work turns you on, if you're turned on about opening your eyes and feeling, opening your heart eyes, and starting to be able to say those things that you have been bottling up for so long, and finally having the energy to create the projects that you want to create. I'm not saying that Rage Club is going to make your life better. I'm not saying that your life is going to be better when you do Rage Club. And what I'm saying is that you are going to feel more alive. Like you, is this about incarnation. And there is a mind, there is a heart's mind that is in your heart, a wisdom that is in your heart that your mind doesn't have, or your gods don't have, or your penis or yoni don't have. There is a wisdom that has your heart, and the more you're able to inhabit that space consciously and use it, is you coming into life, you coming into your body to do the work that you came here to do. I'm gonna leave the details for this Rage Club in the comments below, and you can also send me a message at jorgepedrera@gmail.com, or whatever. You can just Google my name and you'll find me. Send me a message and I'll send you the details of this Rage Club. This Rage Club is held by Beth McNamara and Jacqueline O'Neill. These are two powerhouse women who have been just pouring their hearts out and creating these spaces of Rage Club. So I invite you to come to these spaces, and man, It's not $1,000. It's not $500. It's not $300. I mean, you can pay that much money if you want for it, but it's really like it's really affordable. These women are these the people that hold space for Rage Club. We're not becoming rich from Rage Club. We really are doing it because we love it, and this invitation comes from my heart because I want this possibility for those people who actually don't want to spend their life with their eyes closed, and they want to learn and gain that skill of living your life with your eyes open. So I hope you enjoyed this video and you get some possibilities from this. If you have any questions about this, I'm an open book. Just send me a message. And thanks for watching, and thanks for taking the time to watch to all of this. It was awesome to feel this and connect with this resource inside of me that I'm so turned on to share with you. So I'll leave it at this, and I'll see you again in the next space. Bye.